Hello, this is James Graff with Advisors Mortgage Group, and I'm here to talk to you about Somerset County. I'm going to give you my community report for Somerset County. Let's dig into the demographics. The values here are in thousands. There are 333,000, say that fast, 333,000 people living in Somerset County, total population. 51% female and 49% male, fairly typical of this size of a county. Next, we'll delve into the demographics by age. The 18 to 26-year-olds, there are 41,950. The 27 to 35-year-olds, which are the first-time home buyers, typically the median is 33. Challenge me on that, make sure that's correct. 35,160, which is the lowest number here, which is unfortunate for many counties I've looked at so far. The age group 36 to 44 is back up 42,930. The age group 45 to 54, which I would be included in if I lived there, is the highest, 54,060. Maybe I should move there. The next group, 55 to 64, dips back down again, 47,140. So we can see that the first-time homebuyers are the smallest group, followed by the 18 to 26-year-olds, followed by the 36 to 44-year-olds. So first-time home buying is not as high there as it would be in other counties, which would be younger. I just looked at a county where the the youngest group is the largest. So you're looking at a lot of first-time home buying coming up over the next decade. Next, we're going to look at birth rates, trending downwards, as it is in almost every county except for Ocean County that I've looked at. The annual average over the last 5 years, 3,390. That's the lowest number I've seen so far, I believe. I would have to look at a comparison table. The labor force participation rate is always, as far as I've looked at every county so far, 8 or 9. I'm going to try to get to them all, but 62%. Oddly enough, this is the highest number of males participating in the labor force, 90%. That's very high. And the females is fairly on the low side, 77%. I've seen that as low as 74%, for instance, in Monmouth County. Next, we're going to look at education and housing. Values are in thousands. We're looking at enrollments into elementary school, middle school, and high school. This is all fairly typical. Oddly enough, this one takes a dip in the college numbers, which is odd. Usually it's higher for the college numbers. A lot of colleges in New Jersey, but not so here. Elementary school, 17,290, rising to middle school, 18,510. High school, 20,640. That's a typical rising in most counties in New Jersey. Oddly enough, there's only 18,730 enrolled in college. I need to specify in the description what that college number is. People from there or people in the county, I'm going to have to find that out for you. This is the lowest student-to-teacher ratio. So that 3 times fast. This is the lowest student-to-teacher ratio, easy for you to say, that I've seen so far. 11 to 1. Small county, right? Next, we're going to look at something that fascinates me. Buildings by decade. These numbers are, again, fascinating to me. Because you would never guess that there are more buildings built in the 80s. And also second to 80s, buildings built in the 90s. I'm not sure why that is. I'm sure a local realtor could tell you about this. Let's do the numbers. Buildings built in the 50s, 13,790, small number. Not as small as the numbers built in the aughts or 2000s. 60s, buildings built in the 60s, 16,300. 70s, 13,720, which is very low to my mind because most of the counties I've looked at, that's the largest number. Buildings built in the 70s. And it's just typical of, you're looking at Camden and nearby counties, Gloucester and Burlington, they're all going to be in the 70s, whereas this one is a low number, 13,000. And then we jump in the 80s, buildings built in the 80s, 24,420. That's the largest number in this group. Buildings built in the 90s, 22,490. Again, a large number built in the 90s. That is one of the largest numbers proportionately that I've seen of any county. Buildings built in the 90s, there's a lull there. And then, of course, buildings built in the aughts is a very serious lull for this county, as opposed to Ocean County and Monmouth County, which is a little bit higher. Ocean County had the highest number there due to hurricanes, of course. 12,070. That is the lowest number in this group. Basically, it goes 80s, 90s, 60s. Odd, but interesting to me. We'll move on to crime. Values are per thousand and brought to you by the FBI Crime Report. We're going to look at two categories, violent crime and property crime. Violent crime, 0.68 per thousand, very low. Aggravated assault, 0.26 per thousand, low. Murder, 0.02 per thousand, not the lowest. I've seen lower in Middlesex, Monmouth, Ocean. I'm sure there are others. Forcible rape, 0.10 per thousand. Robbery, 0.31 per thousand. Property crime, 10.65 per thousand, seems low to me. Petty theft, 8.38 per thousand. Burglary, 1.81 per thousand, lowish. Motor vehicle theft, 0.46 per thousand. And arson on the lower side, 0.04 per thousand, I'm assuming per year for all of these. And I would say that arson is typically around 0.05. I've seen as low as 0.03. Again, this is per year, which makes the arson make sense, I guess, right? And with that, I have to thank you for listening to me, James Graff, with the Advisors Mortgage Group. And you can reach me at 732-500-6883. That's 732-500, mute, as in feel free to mute your trumpet if you have one, or mute the audio to this video, or mute my incoming phone call. I don't mind, and it doesn't matter to me if what I'm saying to you isn't worth your while, which I certainly hope it is. Mute and move on, hopefully to my other 40-plus educational real estate and finance videos. And with that, I have to truly thank you for not muting me thus far, and, of course, for taking your precious time and listening to me at all. And with that, I'd like to wish you an absolutely wonderful day. Thank you so much.